Hey everybody, it's Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to be talking about how the plant-based diet reduces pathogen virulence. Okay. Initially I'm going to talk about what the plant-based diet even is. Then I'm going to go into the benefits of the plant-based diet. I'm going to go over my personal experiences and the experiences of my clients. I'm going to talk about how meat is different than other animal products and what animal products to look out for when you're talking about trying to reduce the aggressiveness of an infection. And then what to expect when you're going plant-based. Initially it's a little bit tough. There's some transitions you gotta get used to. You gotta know what to expect. And then I'm going to talk about how the benefits dramatically outweigh the taste of meat. Okay? And let's start first with what a plant-based diet is. Plant-based diet is eating foods that are just plants, fruits, starches, vegetables, basically eliminating animal products for the most part. And though I'm not 100% plant-based, I would say at least I'm 90% plant-based, and I think that's kind of all you need, 80–90%. If you're less than that, you may have issues, but plant-based diet I feel is it's critical to your health, as I'll mention here shortly. But you don't have to go 100% plant-based to see the benefits I'm talking about. So, what benefits do you get from eating a plant-based diet? Well, plants contain fiber. Fiber feeds good bacteria in your stomach and allows them to produce something called short-chain fatty acids. Short-chain fatty acids modulate your immune response, which calms down your symptoms. Okay? The more plant-based fiber you have, the more you're feeding the good bacteria, the more you have the capability to remove waste from your stomach, the more you take the stress off the liver. Animal products put a lot of stress on the liver, specifically meat. Okay? And animal fats also put stress on the liver. So taking that out of your diet reduces a lot of that stress on the liver, on the immune system. And other benefits of plant-based diet, it's much easier to digest plant-based foods than meat. They showed in a study that people who are on plant-based diets actually expend 1/10 of the energy on digestion of people who are meat eaters. Okay? So you're spending a lot less effort on digestion, leaves you much clearer in the head, less foggy, less fatigued, etc. So those are some of the benefits. Also, the list goes on. You could talk about benefits all day. I could do a whole video on benefits. They've shown people who had diabetes just from going to a plant-based diet, within 2 to 3 weeks they had a 50% reduction in insulin just from removing animal products, because animal products block the insulin receptors, which lead to increase in sugar levels. There's tons of studies that show the plant-based diet removing the symptoms or eliminating, curing diseases, etc. So you could look into those. Personal experiences, client experiences, trust me, I did not want to give up meat. I didn't. It was the thing that took me the longest to give up. But once I ran into like a brick wall, I was eating nothing but meat and vegetables, some nuts, starches, fruit, but I was still reacting to stuff, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm doing everything I can do. I'm drinking the colostrum, I'm doing whatever. And the reactions were very minimal, but they were noticeable. Tingling on the skin, etc. And I was reacting to plant-based foods like beans, certain vegetables, certain preservatives and things also were making it obvious I was reacting to. But when I removed meat, these reactions went away within 2 to 3 weeks. It was an aha moment. I realized, wow, I've been keeping my gut aggravated in my leaky gut, aggravating my leaky gut, worsening my leaky gut, increasing the aggressiveness of these pathogens by eating meat. And the reality was I wasn't breaking the meat down properly. Most people who have chronic health issues have low stomach acid. They're not breaking meat down properly, and it put a lot of stress on my liver, put stress on my stomach. When you don't break down meat properly, guess what? It leads to something called putrefaction. Putrefaction is a process where the meat then produces toxins because it's not broken down, and that upregulates these pathogens. These pathogens love meat, and they love animal products like Prevotella, H. pylori, etc. They love these animal products. Okay, so I've seen in myself when I removed the meat that a lot of these symptoms just got much better. Pains I had in my neck since I was 10 years old went away. Stomach issues, sleep got better, needed less sleep, less problems in my joints, going to the bathroom a lot more, no more leg and muscle cramps from eating meat, etc. I've seen also in other clients that were really sick that unless they remove the meat, they can't get over the issue that they're dealing with, okay? And a lot of these people don't want to remove the meat because they're addicted to it too, but they have to. And the reason being is this meat, for whatever reason, it upregulates the virulence or the aggressiveness of these pathogens, and it's more than likely because it's not being broken down properly, but it's not 100% sure exactly why. But I can tell you that a lot of these people, if they kept eating meat, symptoms got worse right away, right? They tried to remove meat for a while, symptoms got better, they tried to add it back in, symptoms get worse, right? So this is people who are very progressed like I was with my health condition, and my personal and client experiences have been that meat and animal products contribute to histamine intolerance, mast cell activation, chronic illnesses, etc., right? So what to expect when going plant-based? Well, initially the first 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to feel like you're really hungry all the time, right? But it's psychological mostly. You just have to fill your stomach with fiber, right? The way that your brain knows it's full is actually from the stretch of the stomach. And the stomach will stretch from fiber. It's not going to stretch from eating meat and whatnot. The reason you feel full when you eat meat is because it's so hard to break down. Your body goes into a state of I guess, shock, in essence, attempting to break it down, right? In addition, they've shown when you eat meat, it increases inflammation like that immediately because there's all this bacteria on the meat that you kill when you cook, and you're just putting dead bacteria in your stomach, and that makes the immune system go haywire, right? So the first 2 to 3 weeks is really difficult, but you should notice your symptoms get better within 10 to 14 days. If you could really stick it out, it's definitely worth it. I would go with a combination of a low histamine diet with a plant-based diet. You don't have to go 100% off animal products, but I would definitely try to stop meat first and see how much benefit you get. Most people can't even make it 10, 14 days because they're so addicted to it, and they rationalize all different ways as to why they need it, etc. The reality is you don't need as much protein as they tell you. There's a marketing campaign created by the meat industry. It is not true. You do not need 100 grams of protein a day. It's just not that important, right? Also, a can of beans is equal to a steak in terms of protein and much easier to digest, okay? So the benefits dramatically outweigh the taste of meat, in my experience. And if you have really aggressive pathogens, parasites in particular, you're going to make them worse by eating meat. Where do you think you got them from in the first place? Most parasites come from beef, pork, meat. Where do you think you get a lot of these bacterial infections, these food poisoning incidents? From meat, right? So the key with meat is not only are you removing food that's not being broken down properly, but you're removing the source of the infections in the first place. Most people got sick from eating meat in the first place because it was either contaminated or it was not cooked properly, or whatever it is, right? So benefits dramatically outweigh the taste of meat, I'll tell you that. So summary key points: plant-based diet, it's pretty much eating all plants. It's really not that complicated. Benefits of eating a plant-based diet depend on your condition. I mean, you could have diabetes, you could have Crohn's disease, you can have mast cell activation, you can have, IBS, etc. All these things can be benefited by a plant-based diet. Personal and client experience I've seen, I could do a whole video on it. My personal experiences were dramatic. I saw within 2 to 3 weeks a major improvement, 45 days, a lasting improvement that was so dramatic I never went back to eating meat consistently. Client experiences, I've seen people who can't get better, who are having all kind of reactions to things. They can't get better until they stop the meat, okay? So this is a key point. Meat versus other animal products. Meat's much harder to break down, okay? Animal fats, high levels of animal fats can increase the virulence of different organisms, like Giardia, protozoans, bacteria, etc. But meat is the hardest to break down. Animal fat is, another contributing factor as to why animal products increase pathogen virulence, but meat is the hardest to break down, and that putrefaction leads to increase in inflammation, which upregulates the activity of the pathogens. What to expect when going on plant-based: 2 to 3 weeks of difficult times. After that, it should be a lot easier, but you should notice a lot of benefits as long as you're not too brainwashed by the concept that you need this meat or else, right? So you should notice a lot of benefits within 2 to 3 weeks. And your benefits should dramatically outweigh the taste of meat. You just got to get over the process of being addicted to this stuff. If you've been eating it all your life, it's going to take some time, 2 to 3 weeks to really get used to it, and then 2 to 3 months to get over it, really, and not have the desire for it like you did prior. So I hope this video helped, especially if you're in a chronic illness situation. Removing meat can be absolutely critical to your health. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or reach out to me on endsickness.org. This video is not meant to be medical information or used as medical advice in any way, shape, or form. It's for educational purposes only, based on my experiences of my clients, experiences of my daughter, all the science and data that's out there, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care.